You're listening to the LouddMouth Radio Network.
Hey girl, come stop by Double Meek Dub, located off of 211 North State Street in Hemet, California, 92543. We offer eyelash extensions, brow waxing, brow lamination, ombre powder brows, as well as 2-day lash courses, so come get meeked up.
Fast hauling, junk removal, and demolition is serving the Hemet, San Jacinto, and Temecula Valley areas, providing affordable junk and bulk pickup services. Whether you're in need of home or business pickup, fast hauling and demolition is available 7 days a week at 951-378-2727. In need of a fast demolition? Looking to build or remodel? Fast demolition is available to tear down and rebuild your kitchen, patio, bathroom, floors, walls, ceilings, and more. Fast hauling and demolition also provides front and backyard services if you're in need of trim of small palm trees, yard removal of debris, and more. Contact them at 951-378-2727.
My name is Juan Martinez. I'm the president and owner of J&I Heating and Air Conditioning, located in Hemet, California. With over 15 years in the trade and working for a nationwide HVAC company, J&I is your one-stop shop for all your heating and air conditioning needs. We proudly service all Hemet, San Jacinto, Temecula, Murrieta, Menifee, Sun City, Paris, Winchester, Lake Elsinore, Wildomar, and more. We are a family-owned and operated business with one goal in mind, and that is to be around for generations to come. Naming J&I after my sons Joshua and Isaac was my way of showing my community that I just don't want your business. I want to create a long-term relationship with our customers and to be around when our services are needed, now or even 10 to 30 years from now. Your air conditioner and furnace have a very important job, and that is to keep you and your family comfortable indoors. When your heating and air conditioning system breaks down, it can be expensive and frustrating. At J&I, our team takes the frustration out of the repair, installation, and maintenance process to bring you peace of mind. Our services include heating and air conditioning installation, maintenance, and repairs for both residential and commercial properties. We also provide a free in-home consultation on upgrading or replacing your existing heating and air conditioning system. We make it our top priority to provide our customers with honest and affordable repairs in a timely manner.
My name is Judy Nadler, and I'm a customer of J&I. They put in AC for me, so if it wasn't for them, I probably wouldn't have any. They have very good people that work for them. They're very polite, and they're very nice and neat, and I really, really like them a lot.
If you need any heating and air conditioning services or a second opinion, contact us today. We look forward to providing you with the very best quality and customer service you deserve.
I guess I'm too heavy-handed. All right, so we here. We good to go. You know what? Yep. All right, Richard. Welcome to LouddMouth Radio Studios. It's good to have you here. How you doing today, sir?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Wonderful. We've been in here chopping it up. We've been talking all day. I know Richard's like, okay, we finally gonna record it, right?
Yeah.
Since this morning.
Uh-huh.
And I want to allow our listeners and our followers to have an opportunity to know who you are, share your business, and let us know where you're from and what you're doing and how you even got started in the industry that you're in. So I'm gonna give you the floor.
All right.
Yes.
Well, we started in 2008.
Okay.
My wife.
Give your full name, Richard.
My name is Richard Xavier Gaviria.
Oh yeah, he gave me your whole name. I mean the whole government. All right.
I'm originally from Moreno Valley.
Okay.
So I kind of know the
California
area pretty
native?
good. Yeah.
Yes.
And my wife, I'm married, 6 kids.
Yes.
2 grandkids, 1 on the way.
Oh yeah, you busy. You ain't got time to play no games.
Yeah. So it's funny how we actually started the business.
Okay.
My wife, she used to be a correctional officer.
Oh wow.
And then she went into border patrol. She was a border inspector.
Oof.
And she was taking some classes in Texas. And while she was taking classes, I used to work at building medical mattresses.
Okay.
And where we worked at, I was just right there with my boss. My boss bought a business, and I told him that's always been my dream to have a business.
Okay.
And he told me he bought it on Craigslist. So I found on Craigslist a guy selling he was at the swamp meet in Beaumont, and he was selling stickers right there. And he said he was making, like $200-400 every day just selling stickers at the swamp meet in the morning. Okay. So I thought, I could do that. That's a good little extra money. Right. And he wanted $3,000 for the business. Okay. So I told my wife, hey, I want to buy this business. It's $3,000. She's like, doing what? I said, doing stickers. She said, nah, you're not spending no $3,000 doing stickers. So I went.
Wait a minute. Did the $3,000 include equipment? His client base?
Yeah.
Okay.
But the way she saw it was just like stickers, because that's all he did was stickers at the swamp meet. Okay. And I went, I saw his business, I saw everything he was doing, and to me, when I saw it, I saw a bigger picture. I'm like, oh man, I could take this and we could do other stuff, do for businesses. So right away, I saw something bigger. Right. And my wife's like, nah. She said, find somebody to go in with, and maybe we could do something like that. So I asked my sister to do it. Right. So me and my sister, we went in on it, and we got the business. The guy kind of showed us. But it's a lot of work to swamp meet, because you gotta get up and be there like at 5 in the morning to get a good spot. Then when you're there at 5, you gotta be there at 5 in the morning, and you can't leave till 1. Okay. So it's not like you want to leave at 10. No. You're stuck till 1 o'clock till they close it, and then you can get your stuff and leave. Jeez. And
that's during the day.
During the day, 5 in the morning, you had to be there. Oof.
So the milkman ain't even up at 5 a.m.
And we had our kids. Our kids were small still when we first started the business. So we had to take them. So we had an expedition, and we'd pile up the expedition with the kids, me and my wife, all our equipment in the back of the truck. Expedition.
It was like the Partridge Family of the Prince.
And we did that for years. Okay. And then the kids got older. They started playing sports, so we couldn't do it. Okay. So we just did it out of our house, and the kids' sports got us a lot of business. People always
very
want
nice.
Stuff.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, that's another avenue. Teams, the schools. Yep. So we got busy with that, and then it just got to where it was getting really busy, and I was like, man, I need to do this full time. So my wife and I, we prayed about it, and she says, I got your back if you want to do it.
Now, at that time, was she still doing corrections and stuff like that?
She was working a border inspector.
Okay.
She was a border inspector. Okay. So she would work there, and she was making okay. And, she said, let's do this. So I was like, all right, let's do it. And I actually left my job, and even my job was like, what's going on? Like, I was a supervisor.
You're a little absentee, sir. What's going on?
Yeah, they're like, what? You're really going to leave? Like, I was making good money. I was on salary. I had a company credit card, company cell phone. Like, I was doing really good. Yeah. But the reason why I left is when I was working there, I was opening a facility in Indiana, and I was on a plane. And I was talking to this guy that he played for the he was a professional baseball player, but now he was a scout. He scouted kids for the Padres. Okay. So we baseball. Got to and I was telling him, man, I got this business, but I got my job. I got a good job, but the business is going good. Like, I don't know what to do. And he told me he was a youth leader when he was younger. Okay. And him and his wife, he took the kids to a convalescent home. Okay. And they asked the older people, like, if they could go back in time, what would they change? Right. What would they do? And the number one response was spend more time with your family. Yes. But he says number 2, what was so like wow, was take a chance. He was like, take a chance on a business, take a chance on a relationship, take a chance on something. Right. But now these people, they're already old that they can't do it. So that just got me like, oh man. And I told the wife, I said,
woke something up.
I said, I don't want to be 70 years old and wonder, hey, what would have happened if I would have took Namerrs full time? Right. So that's when we went full time. And honestly, the first time around, I wasn't prepared. I didn't know what to expect. Right. I just thought, okay, the rent's so and so. I can make the rent. I forgot about bills. I forgot internet, phone.
Yes, the cost of doing business.
The cost of doing business. Yes. The advertising, because even though I do advertising, I still have to advertise my business.
That's correct.
So people know.
Correct. Say it again, sir. That's right. That's right.
That's why we always say, my first business cards, I put on the bottom of it doesn't cost, it pays to advertise. Because people don't realize how much advertising, just a sticker with your name or business, and that goes a long way. All it takes is one person to see it.
Bam. Exactly. And it's so important that people understand the process. I think we're dealing with a new generation of business owners coming in waves. I think COVID pushed a lot of people into that realm. right? And then you have a lot of people like yourself that are in those dilemmas, like they're working for themselves. I mean, they're working for companies, and they have this itch, of entrepreneurship, and they don't know how or when to jump or how to navigate. And this, one of the things that I've started to hear more of, you have more people that are coming to the surface saying, I have a job, but I'm building my business, and it's okay too. You can do that.
Yeah.
Everybody doesn't look the same. What might work for you may not work for me.
Right.
And what you may need to do and what your vision is or your objectives are, you have to do things according to the way it works for you.
Right.
The cool thing is that entrepreneurship is wide open, is what you make it to be.
Right.
But it does not mean that somebody else can tell you when, where, and how. But they can encourage or inspire you, or be a force of inspiration. Like the guy, when you met him with the Padres, he gave you something that really sunk down in your spirit, and it made you think, like, maybe I should take this leap because my family is more important. To be able to balance my life with that. And you guys are 6 kids. Yeah. So you had a very big incentive to consider, And tell us the full name of the business. Was it when you started? Did you name it then? No. And
so that's another. So
I ain't gonna rush you, but I definitely want to know.
So Namerrs, when we first bought the business, it was called Reventon Stickers, which in Spanish,
say it again.
Reventon.
Okay.
Which in Spanish, that's a cool name.
Right.
But if you know Spanish, if you don't know Spanish,
they're like,
yeah. So I was like, okay, we got to find something new.
Right.
And my wife, we were like figuring out names. So we like to play Scrabble a lot.
Okay.
So there's an app, Scrabble, where you can put letters in and it'll give you words.
Oh.
So it's
cheat. Oh.
It's all the initials.
You got to share the app with me later. Okay.
It's our kids' initials.
Oh,
so
cool.
It's Nicholas, Alexis, Matthew, Edie, Richie, Raymond, and then the S stands for Stomps. I'm Richard. My son's Richard Jr., so that's the other R. But the S is Stomps because that's my nickname when I was younger.
Get out.
So that's how our business came to be. And then our youngest daughter, hers is a J, so it didn't fit there. Right. So she's our .com. So on the back of my truck, if you look on the back of the truck, everyone has their shirts on. Okay. And then .com is her.
That's too
cute. So it's Namerrs.com.
That's cool.
Yeah, so that's how we got the name for the business. And then when I first started, it was tough. It was tough to do at first. And I had to actually go back to work because it didn't work out. Yeah. My wife got to be like, hey, she got to like, hey, we're supposed to be making money. And I would ask her, hey, can I borrow money for rent? Yeah.
What are you doing?
So I was like, okay, you know what? I got to get back to work. So I went back to work, but I was still doing it on the side.
Cool.
And the company where I worked at, I was there for 2 years and they laid me off. But what was cool about the first time I left, I just left. I didn't have no money or nothing put up or anything. I just left, which that was my first mistake, And I always encourage people that work and are doing their side business to continue to work as you grow your business, but also put money away. Yes, because once they decide to leave their business, which that's money that's coming in for sure to do their business that you don't know. Some days you do good, sometimes you do bad. Right. To have at least 1 or 2 years of money saved, like bills, rent, mortgage, car payment, have at least 1 or 2 years put up. Right. Because your first year of business, a lot of times you're not going to make money.
That's it. That's true. That's
the second time I got laid off, they gave me a severance package. Oh, cool. So I had a little bit of money, plus we had savings. So I was like, all right.
It helped a little bit. It buffered the situation.
So the second time around, it went really good. Right. And then I was like, I need help. I need to hire somebody. And I told my wife, I need to hire somebody. She's like, what? You're going to hire nobody? She says, I'm going to take off a week off of work and see what's going on at the shop. Okay. So she took off a week. She came to help me. And after that week, she says, oh, yeah, you need help.
Well, at least you let her come in the hot seat so she could see.
Yeah. And then she said, what do you think about me leaving my job and just coming and doing the business full time?
How long has she been in working corrections at that point?
At that point, she probably had about 4 or 5 years. It wasn't a lot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she wasn't in like a lot.
Okay.
So I said, okay, let's do it, because she was working on the border
patrol.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So she had we lived in Paris at the time, so she would have to drive all the way to there every day to San Diego and back.
hiking.
Yeah, so that she didn't like that because traffic, you know.
Right.
So that's some, you know, a lot of times, being a business owner, it's not about, oh, you're gonna make more money, you're gonna have more things. You know, a lot of times having your own business is for the freedom.
Correct.
You know,
correct.
like our business is 5 minutes. Yeah, our business is 5 minutes away from us.
Yes,
and we don't have to go far. We're close to our business.
But with that being said, your commitment is even greater.
Oh yeah,
you all the way in.
Oh, especially
so you just can't play around.
Yeah, no. In the beginning, when you're getting it started, me and my wife used to work 14, 16 hours a day.
That's it.
7 days a week. You know, just trying to get the business. Even when we weren't working, we were knocking on doors.
That's it.
Emailing people, messaging people, calling people.
Yeah.
So that's how we started, and it was hard work at first. You know, and then we started with the stickers. Yeah. Then we went to doing T-shirts. Then we went to doing business cards. Then we went to doing flyers, and then
just gradual.
It just grew.
Because I know right here, you got this is just minimal. These are some of the things, but these are probably the most active, consistent things that you're doing. But I know you guys do even a way lot more. And
I always tell people, I said, we can pretty much do everything. I don't want to say everything, but I say pretty much everything. I said, if you see something that's printed that got to do with signs, printing, or T-shirts,
we could do it.
Show it to me, and we could probably do it. Like if you look right here, we've done helicopters before.
Yeah,
Mercier. We've done the letters for the helicopters.
Yeah,
we've done a bunch of stuff. We do wraps for the windows. We've had
I see you even provide wholesale supplies.
Yeah, because there's a lot of people that work from home.
Yes.
What's popping up right now is the little Cricut machines.
Yeah, absolutely.
So a lot of people are working from home, or a lot of people just do their own stuff. They rather do their own thing.
Right.
So instead of them going online and buying material, they could just buy from us. A lot of times we have what's called scrap. For us, it's scrap.
Right.
But somebody could use it and they could do a bunch with it. Yeah.
Exactly.
So we sell it to them cheap.
It's not wasteful. It's helping to keep, not being wasteful of stuff, for material. And I hate throwing away stuff. When
I first, and that was the thing, when I first got my business, the guy I learned from, he taught me whenever I'm printing, that charged, even though the customer doesn't use the whole thing, to charge them the whole thing.
So you don't lose so much waste.
Yeah, but, and then he said throw the rest away, because I already charged the customer.
Correct.
So I thought, okay, well, why don't I charge the customer what they use?
And then make music.
And the other part, save it for somebody else that needs it.
Right.
So that way I don't have to charge the customer as much.
Correct.
So that's
you have to figure out things in your own route.
Yeah.
Sometimes, people will tell you from their own knowledge or their own experience, but it's cool because you're figuring your own way accordingly. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's good because you got so many things that people want. Like sometimes they want some of the most simplest things. And so you utilizing that material and not making it and not tossing it.
Right.
It could go in a mug. Like, you may have done a run of shirts and had some excess left over, but then somebody might want mugs. It doesn't take as much vinyl. You can use it, or use it in so many other different ways. So I think that's awesome. So for you guys now, how many years have you been going as Namerrs?
15 years.
15 years.
Yeah, in July it'll be 15 years.
And tell our listeners where you're located exactly.
We're on Main Street at 227 East Main Street.
In
San Jacinto.
Okay.
Yeah, we're San Jacinto and San Jacinto Street and Main Street, where the 5 corners are.
Okay.
We're up the street from them.
Okay,
going
nice.
to the casino. Yeah.
So how does it feel being in a community for 15 years? What are your goals now? You don't hit a 15-year mark. Like, what's next for Namerrs? Like, what do you guys think you might want to do next with it?
Well, a couple years ago, we actually opened up another location in Moreno Valley.
Okay.
But it was just too much work running back and forth over there, over here. So we actually sold Moreno Valley. So we just kept our location. Honestly, we've talked about opening up another location in Hemet, because I know Hemet and San Jacinto are close together, but people that are from Hemet and San Jacinto know that to people it's far. Like people, people tell me.
Oh, I asked somebody about some directions the other day, and they said, "Oh yeah, it's far. It's like 20 minutes." I'm like,
Yeah.
I was waiting on him an hour and 20 minutes, 2 hours. He's like, yeah, it's 20 minutes away. It's on the other side. I was like, okay.
Yeah, people. A lot of times people call and they'll say, "Where you located?" And I'll tell them. They're like, "Man, you're all the way over there in San Jacinto." And I'm like, "Where you at?" They're like by the Walmart in Hemet. I don't know if you know where.
Yeah.
So it's maybe 15, 20 minutes. Yeah.
Oh well, that ain't nowhere from. There ain't no way from there. This is 10 minutes.
Yeah. So I had told the wife we had thought about opening a place in Hemet.
Mm-hmm.
We're not sure yet because with San Jacinto, we just stay so busy right there, and we have so much.
I'm about to say you ain't got the time to stretch yourself thin. Like
what we probably will do in the near. We're always innovating,
right?
So whatever comes out new, we're getting it before anybody gets it. Like
machinery,
machinery. Like a couple years ago. Right now, what's doing good for us is what's called DTF. Is direct to garment, direct to film, and that's going real good because there's no setup fees, there's no minimum, and you could do full color T-shirts.
Oh, nice!
And with that, we can print on koozies, we do flags, we can print on easy ups, like we do canvases, like we can print on pretty much anything with that type of material, and there's no setup fee, there's no minimum. And even we sell a lot, like I said earlier, people that are doing crickets at home. So they get to doing the T-shirts, and the cricket is vinyl. So it's only certain colors.
Right.
So if you want to do something like, say, your logo has 3 colors.
Correct.
So that means they would have to cut each color, red, black, and white. And then when they put it on a shirt, they have to combine the 3 colors. Which, 1, it's expensive, and 2, is time consuming.
Correct.
But with the DTF, they just say, hey, I need this logo, I need it this size, and print it. And I print it up, it comes in one thing, and all they have to do is press it.
Nice.
So, and that machine, we have an industrial machine.
Okay.
So it's a big machine.
Yeah,
and that's the thing. Most of our stuff, we do it in 2 to 3 days. Yeah. But we always ask the customer, what do you need? When do you need it?
Right.
So a lot of times we're able to accommodate them, and sometimes we're able to do it the same day,
the
next day. So it just depends. And right now we have actually 2 graphic designers at our shop and myself.
Okay.
So all our graphics, they're all done in house.
Okay.
And most of our printing is, like I told you, you were asking me earlier, most of our printing is done in house unless it's a large amount and the time. So it's just, most of it we can turn it around very fast. Banners, stickers, T-shirts. Normally we could do that same day, next day, or 2 to 3 days. Depends on the quantity as well.
Right.
And then,
very nice.
Yeah, and then like storefronts, we can do the perforated on the windows, sign. That's what right now. We're actually, my wife and my son are taking more of the shop over. Okay. And I'm going to start doing more of like the outside services, like the businesses and
because I know you just did somebody's perforation.
Yeah, the installs.
Yeah, the installs.
Yeah, we do the perforated, where you can, from the outside you can't see in, but from the inside you see out. Yeah, nice. Those are very popular.
Yes.
And the good thing I like about that is that there's a lot of businesses, I'm sure you've went, where you look on the outside, you're like, oh, okay, this looks cool. But you walk inside, you're like, wow, this is crazy. This is cool. So a lot of people don't understand. You want the outside to look the same. Right. So people already are getting a glimpse. Getting a glimpse of what's inside.
Correct.
So that way, and it draws attention too.
Yeah, it does.
And a lot of times people don't realize how much of a difference putting your stuff on the window makes.
Absolutely. You know, this presentation.
Yeah.
And it can make a difference of how people are introduced to you, to the point where they will be wanting to come in and engage with you. So it becomes a grabber.
Right.
And sometimes this is a straight up sales tool. Sometimes it'll sell it all the way for you even before they even come in.
Yeah. Like this one right here.
I see this one. This one's done really nicely.
Yeah, that design that we did and these guys got so much compliments. There'd be people that they wouldn't even go inside. They would just come to take pictures.
Yeah.
The owner told me, he says, man, you'd be surprised at people that come to our spot. They won't even come and eat. They just come and take pictures.
That's crazy.
Because it's so nice.
I can believe
on the
it
outside.
though.
Yeah.
But it you know, and Richard, you've been here long enough to see the evolution of graphics and the growth of it, and how it's become a mainstay and prevalency in operation.
Right.
You know, and I feel like it's all an educational process. I think that you have the we're doing the audio communication right now.
Right.
You got the visual effect. You also have video, like we were talking about video in regards to doing commercials and stuff like that. The graphics and the materials, the marketing materials and things of that nature. So all of those things, they all coincide. And they're one of the best things that you can do to invest in. But you do have to kind of, like you had mentioned, this lady had spent a lot of money with this other company and did all of this stuff, and then she couldn't even operate yet because she spent so much money on signage and all this other stuff. So you do got to balance it. Right. You got to do it, but you got to balance it. Yeah. And it's both of us are that marketing media element of to a business owner. So we know that it's important that you do it. What I love about you, Richard, is that you give options. You listen to your customer. Right. I think that you're very in tune with when people are trying to give explanation or vision to what it is. Yeah. You're very forthcoming with that, which makes it nice to where people can feel a lot more relaxed that, okay, maybe I can get this much done today, right, but I'll come back to you and get more. You know? And I think that simulates the growth of how what you're doing as a service, right, and as a product allows for businesses to grow in stages, because that's what it is. It's growth stages. We all have to do it.
And for us, one of the things that somebody asked me a long time ago, like, what separates you from another business, or what separates you from me going online and doing it? And what I tell them is, like, we care about our businesses, and we want to see them grow. Because they grow, we grow.
That's it. So because and this is the other thing, and I know you like this. You're like, okay, I'll tell people, okay, we need this and this information, and if you send me some pictures and they're shoddy, I'm like, no, we're not going to put that up, right? Because your affiliation with LouddMouth as a brand, we're also a part of your representation now. Exactly. We're affiliated. So if I can't be looking good and you looking shabby, right? So you're also looking out to say, look, let's make sure this is right. Let's make sure it's done right. We're not going to half step. You already know what I'm talking about. And but it's so important that you do make these investments. You cannot not do them. Right. And now more people have become mobile. So graphics on vehicles. Yeah. Right. The wraps, like you're talking about, I've seen a lot more vehicles starting to get wrapped.
And I always tell somebody, that's like a driving billboard.
Exactly.
Instead of a billboard, you make your car
make it hand.
When we first started our business, I had an Expedition, and I didn't have it wrapped, but I just had lettering on there. What we did, right? And when we would go to Walmart, the kids hated it, because I would park way at the end. Right. So my Expedition would be standing there like a billboard.
Oh, that's right.
And then
you gonna see me.
Yeah. Yes. And sometimes I wouldn't even go to Walmart. I would tell the wife, hey, just let me go drop off the Expedition. Yeah. We'll drop it off, especially on the weekends, Saturday and Sunday, and leave it there all day.
And just let it be visible.
Yeah. That's what
you gotta be slick, man, with slick move with your stuff. Not slick to like taking advantage of anybody, but slick move of being innovative. Yeah. I had a Volkswagen Bug. My Bug was wrapped. Man, people used to tell me, Sonny, can you slow down? I seen you down. So I had big old mouth running down the street. I had a 6 speed 2 wrench. I was like, and they were like, wait a minute, I couldn't see the number. I seen the name. But I tell people is one of those things that it'll take you far. It's some of the best things to invest in, and it gives you great return on investment. That ROI is important. And so for you guys, 15 years, you're thinking about maybe opening up another location, and now you have family. Your son, you have a couple of sons that's working. Like today, I think I met another son today. So you have multiple sons working with you. And the location you've been in for some time, so you're considering about maybe opening up another location. What's the one thing you haven't really shared with the public that Namerrs is doing, or maybe got coming down the pipeline that you might feel comfortable enough to share right now?
As far as what we got going on right now, like I said, we're looking into newer machines, some other stuff that's coming out. Yes. There's some new stuff a lot of times we hear about stuff coming out, and I don't like to pull the trigger on it yet. Right. Until I see it. Yeah. So what we're looking at right now is this new printing. It's called UV printing.
Mm-hmm.
Which,
oh wow!
Yeah, it's a UV printing, which is with light, like a UV light, and they're transfers like we're doing right now. The direct to film, they're transfers, but that one is you can put it on mugs. They're like stickers, like they'll stick anywhere, and it's more permanent.
Oh, wow.
It's not like a regular sticker. A sticker, normal stickers are vinyl and they're printed on.
Right.
This is a UV one, so the way that it's printed, it's different. But you can actually put it on stuff and it'll be permanent.
Gotcha.
It's more
like how the mugs,
like a mug. Because see, right now the way we do the mugs, it's transfer, and it's with heat.
Right.
The heat transfers the image to the mug.
Right.
But these things are like they're UV stickers. They look a lot nicer. They last a lot longer. So that's a machine I've been looking at for the last 6 months.
Okay.
They're still in the works on it. So, like DTF, when DTF first came out, I saw it. Personally, honestly, I didn't like it. I didn't want nothing to do with it. And I just seen it getting more and more popular. And a buddy of mine was doing it.
Okay.
So I had like a job that I needed to do, and I didn't have enough time. So I called him and I said, "Hey, send me some transfers."
Right.
He sent me some. I started doing them. People liked them.
Exactly.
Then I started liking them because the color is so vibrant and there's no
And that's
minimum.
the thing.
And so
that's the biggest thing. The flexibility.
Yeah.
Makes it real nice when you have that flexibility of a low quantity, or there's no minimums, as you say. There's that flexibility makes it nice. It opens it up to a bigger demographic of people's wants. The orders can have you'll get a lot more opportunity.
Right.
So how long did it take you to transition to it once you found out about it?
Well, I had him. Then I always tell customers and people that I know, like, that get into it, because I totally understand. A lot of times people, they'll start buying from me and they start reselling it. Then eventually they want to buy their own machines.
Right.
But what I always tell customers, the way I do it, I always outsource stuff.
That's it. I was about to say.
Let them do it. And then once I see that there's enough volume for it,
then
I'll go and spend my money.
Because I know some people that have bought machines, and first of all, you got to master it. Like, this is... Like, let's be for real. You got to master it.
Yeah.
So just that learning curve time period. Yeah. And then you still got to go out and find a customer base.
And with a lot of machines, like the machines I have, you constantly have to keep them running because there's ink and they're in the lines. If you don't run them, they're going to clog up. Yeah. And that's a lot of times people will spend their money.
That's awful.
I always see it around income tax time. People get them. So they're going to go buy a machine, and then it gets clogged up on them. They're not using it enough. So I always tell them, you guys just wait. I mean,
build a customer base. You can utilize Namerrs, get your flow up, and get your. We talked earlier today, and I said, I had my guy. Shouts out Alberto Digimo for years. That was my ride. In Georgia, we did a lot of stuff in that collaborative effort, and it just makes sense. It does not. There's enough out here for everybody. There is. And what I'm good on my front end, and what I'm doing, if you can supply what I need on the back end, let's go. Yeah. It's a no brainer, because naturally, I'm making contact with businesses all the time, and if it's something that I know that they need, and I know I have the ability, which is why LouddMouth.com exists. It's a full network to have that referral source. You need to find something, go to LouddMouth.com and look at these people that are there. They're already doing these things. I don't need to be doing everything. Right. I'm not. I don't need to be the print head, the magazine. I don't need to. I ain't. Now, am I a media buyer? Yes. If you really decide that you want to do some billboard advertisement, I will say, what? Let me negotiate for you. Yeah. Let us represent you and work on that process, because you're gonna have to go through a process of this and this. That's something different. Yeah. And but beyond that, even with the billboard material, is gonna have to be printed. You know what? Hey, boom. So it's just, you got to know substantially where you need to fit in, and sometimes people get excited. Yeah. And they think, they see what you're doing, bro. You've been here 15 years established. Right. And they get excited, and then they want to jump out there. And it's like, no, it's a whole lot more you got to do. You got the fulfillment side is a whole echelon by itself. And it's so much. And like you're saying, you've been here and established a long time, but you're even recognizing, I got to stay in the game. Things are coming out. I need to know what's new. I need to know whether or not it's worth it to my customer base. Is it going to make sense for me to do it? So guys, in other words, don't get caught up. Don't let your tax dollars go to stuff you ain't gonna use, and stick to it. You know what I'm saying? You're right.
Yeah.
So Namerrs is running. I know that you've just have been a huge part of this community. I know, just walking into your place, I see so many businesses I've started to see. Oh yeah, Richard did that. Oh yeah, Richard did that too. He did this. Yeah. So, how does it feel knowing that you have built a community with your business?
It feels real good. And a long time ago, all our customers, we treat them the same.
Yeah.
Whether it's a guy that has businesses, franchises, right, to a kid that's 12 years old that wants stickers.
Right.
Because guess what? That 12-year-old kid, he's going to become an adult one day. He might be bigger than that other guy.
I know that's right.
We've been in business 15 years and we see it happen all the time. A lot of kids, like my oldest is 25. And her friends, or my other son, the one you met today, Richie,
yes,
his friends, they're like him. They're grown now. A lot of them work in places. They need T-shirts. They need shirts. They need stickers.
Business cards, flyers.
One of his friends, I remember. I always remember him because when he was little, he had race cars, and he always wanted little stickers for his race cars. So I would do that. But now he owns his own business. He does pools.
Word.
So we do stickers for them. We do T-shirts. We do stuff for them. And that's one of the things too. We always treat our customers the same way, and they always remember us.
That's it.
Even when, like I said, even they're older now, they're working at a place. Somebody's like, "Hey, where can I get T-shirts?" Oh, go to Namerrs.
Yeah.
Hey, where I get? And the car scene used to be real big out here. Like the kids that had cars, like the race cars, or the real nice swooped up cars, but they started getting in trouble because they were racing and burning out. So the scene kind of died. But when the scene was happening, we would sponsor a lot of car clubs.
Oh yeah.
So we would give them free stickers with our logos, T-shirts. Right. We would put our logo on there. So they helped us a lot too. Like
absolutely.
The car club community out here, they helped when we first started. Help us grow a lot, and a lot of them were kids.
That's dope. Yeah,
they were just kids,
enthusiasts.
They would see our logo and they were, "Oh, that's cool. Let me get a sticker." They would put it on their car. Somebody driving by sees what Namerrs is, and that's what I learned. All of us as humans, we're all curious.
That's it.
A lot of times, one time I heard somebody say less is more.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Like your banner behind you, it's to the point. It's got your website, got your logo, got a little quote. It's to the point. You don't need it to be all crazy and glamorous.
That's it. And I tell people, clean.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to be oversaturated. Absolutely.
And even just with our name, we could put stickers. People would just Google Namerrs.
Yeah,
and then it'll pop up. They're like, "Oh, okay,
yeah." It's enough.
And that's another thing too. I tell customers, like, when you go to do something, even just a business name, the more simpler you are, the better it is. When we first started our business was called Namerrs Vinyl Works, and then me trying to be cool, I added the Z on Works.
Right.
So. And then Namerrs has 2 R's. That's already throwing people off. So
exactly,
people
it's unique. Yeah.
But being so big, Namerrs Vinyl Works. That was our Namerrs Vinyl Works at Gmail was our website.
Yes.
Namerrs Vinyl Works at Instagram or Facebook. So then a lot of times people were like, "I emailed you. I sent you a message." Like, no, oh, you forgot to put the Z at the end. Oh, you forgot to put the 2 R's. So then that's why we just went to Namerrs.
Right. Kept it simple.
Just simple. Namerrs.com, Namerrs at Gmail.
Yeah.
Very simple. We always try to tell people the 2 R's. I know you got the 2 D's.
2 D's.
So
I tell them, you don't put them 2 D's. You don't see that big old mouth. You ain't at the right place.
Yeah.
I love it. But it makes emphasis, and it does work. It does work.
When we first started, well, like I was saying, people are always curious.
Yeah.
They always want to look at. And I remember the reason why that caught my attention is because when we were at the swamp meet, there was a business. It was raining, and there was a business card on the floor, but it was real colorful. And me being nosy, I picked it up. I wanted to see what it was. And then I saw who it was. I Googled them, and I even looked them up. So that got me thinking, okay, I want to change. I want to do business cards, but change them all the time.
Right.
But then my wife's like, "Why are you changing all the time?" I said, "Oh, so people can see it." She says, "Yeah, but people aren't going to know who you are." And that's when I started looking into branding.
Correct. I was about to say you're affecting the branding.
Yeah.
The branding strategy.
And that's why she was like, "Look, babe, you got to pick one logo and pick a couple colors."
Yep.
And that's why we just went with the logo with the bear and just black and white. We kept it simple.
Keep it clean.
Keep it clean.
Yeah.
And that's another thing. Like customers, a lot of times they'll come in.
And that's cool because, California state animal is the bear. I don't know if I was going to say, where did the bear come in?
But our original logo, when we first started, and the reason the bear is there is for California.
Okay.
That's why we did
I was wondering.
for the
I was
bear.
like,
yeah. And then you see the hummingbird. A hummingbird was our original logo.
Okay.
And that's for my mother-in-law, rest in peace.
Okay.
She loved hummingbirds.
Oh,
and
nice.
I don't know if, and she always loved the hummingbirds, and ever since she passed away, hummingbirds pop up all the time. And
I've seen them lately too.
Yeah, and we found out in the Aztec culture, they believe that when we die, our souls come back in hummingbirds. I forgot the name of it. There's a name for the bird.
I didn't ever hear that.
So we kept the hummingbird and the bear. So that's why we have, with the Namerrs.
That's cool.
We have it. Yeah,
I did not know that.
Yeah.
And I love hummingbirds. I had a hummingbird that kind of got not trapped, but kind of flew into a room I was in, and it's so cool because they when you see them, they're so tiny, and so the hummingbird came in, and I was just looking at them. It's just so sweet and innocent, and then it just flew on out. But I had a couple of them got really, really close to me lately, and I was like, wow, and I didn't know. It's my first time hearing that. But, I do believe in significance of signals and things of that nature. And so I find that very ironic that lately hummingbirds have been in my vicinity a lot. So let's just pray. I don't intend on going nowhere no time soon, but I'd rather take it in peace. There's peace around me right now. But that's so cool because I was wondering, I saw the bear and I was like, well, we are in California. It's bear country.
Yeah, well,
that's dope.
I forgot, it was maybe like 2015, 16. We never really had a logo.
Okay.
So I told one of my coworkers, like, we need a logo. So me and him just started working on a logo, and we're like our original logo is that one you're looking at, that's our newer logo. Because the original logo, we had these tools that we used.
I saw the little crescent thing.
Yeah.
Because you had some of the stickers at the shop.
Yeah, and that's the original logo.
Gotcha.
But then people really liked the bear, so we just went more with the bear with the name on it.
Yeah.
So we came up with that logo. That's
nice.
Well, actually, that's 2.0. We got a 3.0 now.
Okay.
Which is a new bear that's in full color now.
Oh, very
He's
nice.
got a crown on his head. It's really.
Oh, yeah. I saw it on
logo.
your banner.
Yeah.
The tall banner.
That's our new logo.
Word.
But it's just, just innovate. Just with time, we just changed it.
Innovation.
That's what I tell customers too when we design logos too.
Right.
And a lot of times customers will be like, I'm so sorry for being so picky. I'm so sorry.
No, but you're supposed to be.
I tell them because that's
your identification.
And that's going to go with you forever.
Yeah.
And I always tell them, in the beginning, go with what you want to or what you think, but you're not going to stay with that.
Right. And
with
that's
time,
okay. You'll grow.
Change.
You'll progress, and you'll know.
And
it'll show.
It's kind of like you said earlier. You had said, what might work for you might not work for me.
That's right.
I tell customers all the time, like, just because a lot of times customers, I'll say, do you need flyers or business cards? Nah, I don't need that. It don't work for me. And I tell them, you know what? Sometimes what I've noticed from being in business so long, I could print flyers right now and pass them out. I might not get one phone call.
Right.
But I do it in like 6 months, and all of a sudden my phone's ringing off the hook.
Right.
You got to try different types of
and
advertising.
there's seasons for things.
Exactly.
So you got to understand, as a business owner, there's seasons of times where it could be a little buried, or things can slug down, or they these pits and valleys. It's just what it is. But you got to stay consistent. You have to.
I don't remember. I wish I could have kept the CD or had it. But there was a lady I was listening to. She was talking about business.
Okay.
She says businesses are either in two things going on in business. You're either feasting or you're famine. You're either doing real good or you're doing real bad.
Right.
She said that's the business. That's how it is. Business.
That's it.
But you could stop that by continuing to advertise, market your business.
Bam.
And then you're either going to feast. You won't famine. Like you're not going to be bad, but you'll be okay.
Right.
You'll be like in the
you
middle
might dip.
of it too.
You
might, but you won't
But you won't drop all the way to the point of no return.
There's a lot of businesses that they're like, I haven't had a sale in 2 days. I haven't had a phone call in 2 days. Like, whoa, that's bad. Like, and I'll start talking to them. Well, have you advertised? Have you been out there?
What did you do those 2 days? Feet on the street. who you talking to.
Yeah,
you know?
I
and also find yourself maybe you need to be more of a servitude to someone else in that time period, you know, or work on your stuff.
Well, like I was telling you earlier about Instagram and Facebook.
Yep.
I love Instagram and Facebook. Like I told you, 80% of our business comes from there.
Yes.
So I'm
you're
always,
a visual business.
Yeah.
So
and
it makes
a lot of times I'll
sense.
go into businesses and there's nothing going on, and they have employees. Employees ain't doing nothing.
Yep.
And I'm
Say
like,
it again.
Can you take
Put
a
'em to
picture
work.
or something?
Yeah.
Sometimes it gets me. I'm like,
Yeah.
like, you know, and even customers, I'll tell them sometimes too. They're like, man, business has been slow. Like I don't know what to do. I tell them, look, go on Facebook, go on Instagram, and put an ad right now.
Yeah.
Hey, next customer that walks through the door, I'm giving them 50% off.
Okay.
If you put that out there, you might get 10 customers to come in.
That's
you
it.
honor the first one.
That's it.
The other ones, I'm sorry, I can't give you the 50 because I already gave it to the person that came.
Right,
but I'll
right.
give you 25.
Exactly.
You know, that's kind of like an idea just to bring customers in the door,
Exactly.
like to get people to come in because that's
Get
the,
some excitement going.
yeah, get
You know
something
what I mean?
going on.
Absolutely.
You have to. And like every day, I religiously, every day I post.
Yeah.
There's not a day, even the weekends,
Yeah.
not a day goes by that I don't post.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of times people think it takes a lot of time. It takes me 5-10 minutes to post.
Right.
All I do is I take pictures. I'm always taking pictures of work that we do. Always
Correct.
taking pictures. And in the afternoons, I come to find out the best time to advertise during the week, Monday through Friday, is between the hours of 5 and 8 o'clock. Why?
Right.
Because that's the time people get off work. That's the time people get off school.
Selling in.
And they're on their
And
phones.
they're not, yeah.
They're looking at
winding down.
They're on Facebook. They're on Instagram.
Yeah,
So if you advertise
yeah.
at those times.
Good tip. Y'all, I
Yeah.
hope y'all taking notes. Richie
Yeah.
giving some he giving some goodies.
And on the weekend, it doesn't matter.
yeah.
On the weekend, it don't
Just
matter.
whenever.
You can advertise. And
Yeah.
a lot of times I tell customers too, sometimes I don't even advertise my business. I just make sure that I post.
Right.
Sometimes
Just
I
put
post
something in.
I post personal stuff.
Right.
Me and my wife might be gone somewhere,
Yeah.
and I'll post us somewhere, or I'll post a picture,
Yeah.
or I see a quote or something that I like,
Right.
and I'll
Put
repost
it
that.
up. Yeah.
Sometimes I've posted stuff, and I've had people comment me like, "Thank you for posting that.
Exactly.
I needed that."
Exactly.
You know, like a nice quote or
Exactly.
something. So it doesn't
Something
have to be,
inspirational, yeah.
something inspirational.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be about your business.
Exactly.
It could just be something to keep people engaged.
Exactly.
And that's one of the things I found out that if you do that consistently
Yeah.
and religiously,
Yes.
people are always going to be like, "Oh, what's Richard going on? What's
Right.
Richard got?" You know,
Right.
there's a
There's something.
there's a
Yeah.
customer of mine that I had for years, and he moved to Vegas, and I
Okay.
was still doing his stuff in Vegas, but he got to where he wanted to do his own stuff because sometimes I wasn't able to get. Because he was in Vegas, I wasn't able to get to him, and sometimes it was just something simple that he needed, like just numbers or something.
Uh-huh.
And he ended up buying his own machine,
Oh,
and I was
word.
helping him. I was
Word.
giving him tips and stuff. So I went to visit him like 2 years ago because I was in Vegas. I knew he was in. Our kids played football together,
Okay.
so we were friends too. And I told him, "Hey, I'm gonna come see you." He said, "Oh, what?" He said, "I want you to come to my shop because now he has a full blown shop."
Nice.
I go to the shop and he says, "You know what, Rich? I'm gonna be honest with you. This wouldn't be possible if it wasn't for your
That's what's
advice."
up.
And he told me too. He says, "You know what I do? I follow you.
Yeah.
Whatever you do, bro,
I'm doing
I
it.
copy you."
I love
like,
it.
I started
I
doing
love it.
DTF. He's doing DTF now.
That's good.
And I don't hate on him. I'm not mad at him.
And there's enough room for everybody.
There's enough room for
He
everybody.
could be up the street. There's
Yeah.
still enough room.
But-
I think that's important, man.
Yeah, and that's
dope.
what got me feeling good was that. You know, I'm not mad and saying, "Oh, he's copying me. He's doing what I'm doing." No,
Yeah.
I'm.
But you're inspiration to him.
right.
That's what's up.
And then sometimes when we post stuff, and that's the reason why I like posting stuff, because sometimes I'll post something and people are like, "I didn't know you did that."
Right.
Yeah.
A lot. A
yeah,
lot of
I didn't know you
times.
did that. And the reason why we got to where we're doing more things is because I started seeing a lot of these businesses like Walmart, a lot of these gas stations. You walk into like a gas station now, there's a taco place in there.
Man, what you
they're
talking
selling
about?
clothes in there. There's a bank in there. You know, it's just conveniency. One-stop shop.
That's it.
So that's why
That's
we
it.
got to where we started doing like a one-stop shop too.
Yeah.
For especially for businesses.
Absolutely.
Where they could get their T-shirts done, business cards, flyers, the stickers on
Banners,
their window.
magnets, the whole yard.
And we do stuff for personal stuff, like for people too.
Nice.
Like, you know, loving memory. We were talking about that earlier, the loving memory shirts.
Exactly.
We do a lot of those
Exactly.
because and you know what's funny is I come to find out California is the only real place that does so much in Loving Memory shirts. A lot of other states don't do that. I don't know in Georgia.
Chicago is unfortunately is a lot.
Well,
because I know we have a gentleman that he's going to be doing his radio sector. He's in Chicago, and he's doing this young cat is doing the boards, like life size cutout boards. That's become like a thing.
Yeah, and we do those too.
And it's crazy because I see he does a lot of them, and it's unfortunately we have a lot of young people. This is violence situations that's causing these kids to die. But literally, you seeing it's going from shirts, even on the vehicles. People will put the in memory of, but these cutouts. Yeah, that's the in memory of. You're right, but California is huge. 40 million people out here, so I ain't shocked.
And we do we could do the cutouts. Mm-hmm. This past weekend we had a baby shower for my son, and my wife did a real nice decoration. And people were like, "Wow, where'd you get that?" We're like, "We made it. We did cutouts. We did stickers, banners." Absolutely. My wife did a real nice decor, and that's what we always say we do for everybody,
right?
Not just business owner. Do for yourself. We do for people too. Absolutely. Loving memories, stuff for birthday parties. Schools, we do a lot of schools. Yes. They'll do fundraisers, and a lot of times we'll work with our customers too. I love it. A lot of times I'll ask people, because people come into the shop and they're like, "This is what I want. This is what I want." Okay, what size you want? What color? I don't know. So I'm like, "Okay, what are you using it for?" And they'll say, "Okay, for this." And I kind of give them an idea. Okay, you should go with this size, or you should do this, or this will help you. Or the other day, a lady came in. She's like, she wanted this, and this. Well, we gave her a price, and she's like, "Oh, my budget's only $300." And I like when people tell me their budget because I'll work with them. Right.
Because you might be able to find some other ways to do some things and still get to where, still get where they need to get.
Right. Like I told her, I said, "Okay, look, this is your budget. This is what I'll do. Right. Normally, we make these, like a 5x6, but I'm gonna make yours a 3x4, a little bit smaller.
And you can get more of you can still get the things you want, but maybe scale it a little bit. Yeah.
That's why I try to work with people. I always tell people our prices aren't set in stone. That's the good thing with being a small business, that we're in control of that.
That's true.
And we always try to help out nonprofits, churches, stuff like that. We try to help them because they're still doing stuff in our community. Right. And I know how churches are, especially churches and nonprofit. They're not. It's not a business. But they still have.
But they have to operate as such.
They still,
They have to be about their business in order to do the things they need to do.
For a church, they still have bills to pay.
That's right.
It's not just because they're a church they don't have to pay no bills. They still have to pay bills. Right. They have to pay that, and they also want their church to grow. Right. So in order for them church to grow, they have to advertise.
That's it.
That's why, a lot of times, churches will come to us, and we'll work with them because we know what they're doing is good, or nonprofits, right? And we'll help them out. Sometimes we're like, "Hey, we'll make you T-shirts, but let us put our logo on the side." Right. We'll work with them
and co-brand and so. And it's all about the relationship, man. It's about building a relationship, and I think that what you're doing definitely creates a relationship aspect because people in the end result they're fulfilling something that needs to be recognized. So you're giving that imagery in order for them to be able to say or specify or promote or expose whatever it is that they're working towards. So that's what's up. I think that for the most part you guys have successfully just progressed over the years. I think you've not only that, you've created something that your family can look at proudly. And for you, if you decide to step into another direction, your boys are working with you, so you could it could become a real legacy. Would you consider franchising?
We thought about that. I've looked into it. I've actually thought about it because other franchises that are out there that do what we have, which there's not much. There's a couple that I've looked into. Right. A lot of them are limited to what they do, what they can do, because of their franchise and the way they're set up. Right. A lot of them have minimums. Right. A lot of them, there's a lot of cost involved. Like with everything. Oh, okay, so you want this? All right, it's going to be this much. Oh, you want it glossy? Okay, it's this much more. Exactly. Oh, you want it double-sided?
And then that nigga dime.
Yeah, and it's like, that's why we like to just tell people, okay, look, this is a price. Like 1,000 business cards is $60.
Right.
Double sided, glossy with the UV coat.
Bam.
That's it, $60.
Right.
We're not gonna be like.
And that same other side, that thing would have been a 120 because
Yeah.
everything would have been extra.
And that's the thing with like online.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could go online and get it cheaper.
Right.
There's a lot of companies. People always tell us, "Oh, well, I could go over there and get it cheaper."
Right.
Yeah, you're gonna get it cheaper, but your quality is not gonna be as good as what I'm gonna give you.
And it's probably going to be more economical.
Yeah, and I always tell people quality does matter.
Absolutely.
It does matter. A lot of like even us when we buy stuff, people always tell me, "Why don't you go to LA and buy your T-shirts cheap over there? You could go." And I know a lot of people that do, but one, that takes time. You know,
It's distance
and what you're getting,
the convenience.
the quality is
It's
bad.
not the same.
That's why it's so cheap.
Right.
Because the quality is
right.
People always tell us like T-shirts. We don't use the cheap. Our standard T-shirts is the Gildan,
Yeah.
which is not the cheapest and it's not the top of the line.
Right. It's right in the middle.
But the quality is
but
good.
you can still,
Yeah.
soft spun. You still can have
Even
a nice fabric.
Our materials that we buy,
Uh-huh.
all our materials we buy, we buy here. It's not like a lot of people are like, "Why don't you order from China? It's cheaper." Yeah, it's cheaper, but your material is cheaper.
Right.
You know, and
you
that's
gotta
what,
know what the offset is.
Yeah, so we try
There's
to
one for the other.
Yeah, that's what we
Yeah.
try not to. We try to give the. I even tell my guys at the shop, whatever you're doing, do it as you're doing it for yourself.
Right.
If you don't want that, like
Then don't
sometimes
try to give it to somebody else.
Exactly.
Because if it ain't gonna pass your approval,
Right.
why would you give it to somebody
Yeah.
else? Absolutely.
And you know, sometimes
You gotta be conscious.
we make mistakes. You know, there's sometimes stuff that we do, we're not perfect.
Right.
But we always try to make it right.
Yeah.
And that's the thing I tell people, like in ordering online, there's so many people that'll come to me and like, "Oh my God, I need these shirts by tomorrow. I ordered them online. They sent the wrong ones.
Oh Lord.
And they won't be able to get them till next week. My event's on Saturday."
Yeah. So now
No
you're
problem.
stuck. Right.
Yeah. No problem. See, if they would order
But
from
if they would have came to you the first time, you would have been.
They would have been
all the
okay.
way live.
Yeah, all the way.
And stuff like that too, man. Don't you like the fact that you could just come right there and know that you can put your hand on it and know
Right.
it's gonna be good and you won't be time crunched? Yeah. So, guys, consideration. Especially, for you, I mean, 20, 30-mile radius, you can cover all the way around. Marietta, Winchester, Temecula, Paris, Menifee.
Yeah. Well, like I said, we go everywhere. Like
Banning,
tonight, I told you this evening,
Beaumont.
we're going to Hesperia.
Right. And that's
So,
an hour away from you.
Hour
Plus.
away. 2 weeks ago, we were, I don't know if you're familiar with the Marathon Clothing.
Yeah,
Nipsey Hussle,
yes,
his clothing
yeah.
line. We were there 2 weeks ago at their facility.
Word.
We made signs for them. We did a bunch of
Nice.
stuff for them. Yeah.
That's what's up.
So that's another thing cool about our business. We've had the privilege to work with a lot of people.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're familiar with Kyrie Irving.
Yeah, of course.
Well, Kyrie Irving's wife's originally from San Jacinto.
Oh, word.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
I did a business.
Small world.
I did her stuff for years.
Okay.
And then her mother made some jerseys for Kyrie, for her, and for Kyrie's little daughter. So I did some basketball jerseys for them.
Nice.
So we've had privilege to. There's a lot of up and coming rappers that we know that we've done stuff for. So we pretty much do stuff for everybody,
That's what's
rappers,
up.
whoever they are. And like I said, we ship a lot too. We have customers in Hawaii. Like
Yeah.
right now, we're working on some stuff in Idaho. We're sending some stuff to Idaho. So we have customers all over.
So guys, y'all listening, you
Yeah.
know, this segment is available nationwide. So that tells you something. You can get to them and be able to put your orders in. At least you'll know your stuff is done right.
Yeah,
And-
whatever
and-
they need. Like
Yeah.
we go everywhere. Like installs and stuff like that. Like I said, I'm going to Hesperia today to measure a window. I did a guy next to him. I did his windows, and the
Nice.
lady liked it, so she called me to go do her windows.
See, there you
so
go.
I'm heading over there. That's what I said.
And that's why it's important to do quality work, man.
Yeah.
Because it'll speak for itself. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Richard, thank you, man.
No
This has been
problem.
the
Thank
best.
you.
This has been
Yeah.
the best interview. I knew that we were going to have a good conversation. It's been Richard and Sunny today, man. We done seen each other about 2 or 3 times. But I want to thank you so much.
Thank you.
And I want you to tell our listeners your social media pages, your website, and your location and number again.
All right. Like I said, it's easy to find us. It's Namerrs, but with 2 R's. It's Namerrs, and you can find at Gmail. That's our email.com. You can see our website. Instagram. We're on Instagram. We're on Facebook. We're on Twitter.
Nice.
We're on all the social media sites.
Word.
So you just look up Namerrs, Namerrs, and find us. Let us know too that you listen to us on LouddMouth, and we'll give you a 10% discount.
Oh, word. Damn, just like that. And also, he'll be also available. You'll be able to look them up on LouddMouth.com. They're also network members. They'll also be accessible onto the site, which will give you some direct aspect to all those social media pages and everything that he just mentioned. So thank you so much, Richard, for taking the time to be here with us. And this has been a wonderful interview and a wonderful session with Namerrs.
Thank you.
And I want to make sure you guys know Namerrs Signs, Printing, and T-shirts right here in the Southern California area. Thanks, Richard.
No problem. Thank you.
You're listening to the LouddMouth Radio Network. 30.7 million small businesses in the U.S., creating 1.5 million jobs annually. Small business accounts for 64% of new job creation in the U.S. There's strength in numbers. No matter what we face, know that there's strength in us. Because of you, we're able, we're capable, we're resilient, and we are available because we are small business. And together, we're the economy. On a tight budget? Find local savings on LouddMouth.com. Find great coupon deals in your area of local restaurants, hair salons, auto, home improvement, contractors, and more. Rate and review your favorite businesses or click and connect them on your favorite social network pages with a friend. LouddMouth.com, the voice for local search, local business, and local savings. Register your small business online today with LouddMouth.com, the small business choice for affordable internet and local advertising. With plans as low as $65 a month, create your business mini website profile promoting your products and services. Join the LouddMouth network and get top placement on LouddMouth.com today. No matter the time or the season, we're open and available 24/7. Shouldn't your dealership be too? Carumba.com, the convenient online used vehicle marketplace. Register your independent dealership now. Hey, this is Sunny with LouddMouth Radio Network. Proud to be able to make this statement today and say that LouddMouth Radio Network, LouddMouth.com, LouddMouth Marketing and Entertainment Group is officially a part of the San Jacinto Chamber of Commerce, a chamber of commerce that is dedicated to serving small businesses in the San Jacinto Valley region, looking to attract, develop, promote, and seek to harbor full prosperity for local businesses. The San Jacinto Valley Chamber is a great choice to get that support, providing avenues of networking, training, program development, and influence policy for the public and advocating legislative issues that are helping to promote local business and job growth. So if you're looking or considering a chamber to join and you want to have a good presence in a strong working community within the Southern California area, maybe you should consider the San Jacinto Valley Chamber of Commerce. For more information, visit them online at HemmettSanJacintoChamber.com.